How's it going, folks? So, pretty much out of nowhere, the band Fans of the Dark announced that they're coming out with another album this year. Last year, they released, I believe it was their debut album. And I don't recall now if I ended up doing a reaction to any of their songs or whatnot. I think I may have missed it, because I listened to it off channel. I wasn't sure what to expect, and I was like, oh man, I really wish I had done a reaction because they're just a really cool, unique sound, in the melodic rock, 80s genre. And they just really came onto the scene and made their mark with their first album. It was pretty good stuff. And so the fact that they're releasing another album already this year, I guess they just had a wealth of material that they had put together and whatnot. So this is the first single from this new album coming out September 16th, I believe I saw it said. I think it's called Suburbia. So, anywho, the name of this song is Night of the Living Dead. Yeah, classic stuff there. Yeah, without further ado, let's just check it out, shall we? And, if you couldn't guess, the band name Fans of the Dark, and the song's called Night of the Living Dead. They, have a leaning toward kind of like the Halloween type of stuff, or, horror, 80s kind of, not that like Night of the Living Dead is 80s, but 80s style with like some horror influence and all that kind of stuff. And they just have a good time. So let's give this a listen, shall we? Rangers, go.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, they definitely have that sound, that '80s, atmosphere of that melodic rock AOR stuff, as you can tell. This song, I liked it, but it definitely falls in the standard fare category, in my opinion. It felt a little more reserved than some of their previous offerings, because one thing that I think really made this band stand out is just their persona, their they kind of have real like a real spark to them, or something that really kind of set them apart, like in the scene when they first came onto the scene. It was kind of like, oh wow, they made you take notice. Whereas this song, it felt much more reserved. In my opinion, it felt a lot more of just that kind of standard melodic rock '80s AOR kind of stuff. It kind of lacked a little bit of their signature characteristic or signature sound, or whatnot, in my humble opinion. I mean, aside from the vocalist, because his voice is very unique in the genre, and he really has such a range. But even that, I feel like he was even a little more reserved vocally here than in some of the other offerings. It just it didn't quite rise above just the standard fare of the genre, in my opinion. So I think it's kind of an interesting choice for a first single for this band, in my opinion. If this song was just nestled in the album somewhere, that might be one thing. But with the single, you're really trying to capture the audience, or really kind of saying, hey, this is what we're all about, this is what this album's all about. And this didn't quite feel like Fans of the Dark level, in my opinion, just based off the first album and some of the singles they released then, like Running Man. I think was probably my favorite. That song is so good. But yeah, and like I said, it's not like this is a bad song. But it just falls in that standard fare category for me. It had a good atmosphere. Took a little while to get going, in my opinion, but the chorus, is catchy, and I love the keys going and stuff like that. So, and again, his vocals are really great. But this song itself, it just I guess really, the best way to explain it is it just felt a little reserved. Like they held back a little bit almost, just based off of their release last year. Yeah, that's really about it. It's just a kind of a more run of the mill melodic rock '80s AOR type of song here. Whereas I was expecting a little bit more of their persona thrown into it, to give it a little more pop or pizzazz, if you will. So yeah, that's really my thoughts. Not a bad song, not a great song, just a very standard fare. It's an alright song. But I'm really curious now to see what's next, what else they're going to release, as a single, because September 16th, it's not too far away for them to just really kind of announce that they have it, on the horizon, a new album already. So yeah, I'll be looking forward to see what else they got. And yeah, that is an interesting one here. Let me know in the comments below. Am I out of my mind? All you Fans of the Dark fans that enjoyed the first album, what are your thoughts on this song here? And or if you haven't heard of that band yet, what are your thoughts on this song here? But anywho, with all that being said, I'll let you all get on with the rest of your day, and thanks so much for tuning in. Catch you all next time. Ranger out.